spells and weapons when the Audacious shot out of the causeway. As they did, Lox waved at the two small crews they had stationed on either side of the exit of the causeway on the beach. Instantly, the crews grabbed the heavy ropes lying on the beach and started running in opposite directions. As he watched, Lox saw a rope rise up out of the water. Right before the leading vessel arrived at the rope, the two crews hooked the loops on their rope's ends around thick tree stumps. The rope caught the first vessel and then the second one, straining under the weight. More beached crew members began raining a hail of arrows and small spells down on the now trapped pirates from high cover. Looking away, Lox called out, "Drop the anchor!" A large splash came off the aft starboard side of the Audacious, and the party had to brace themselves to keep their feet as the anchor snagged and the ship began to make a sharp hairpin turn. As they swung around, the crew cut the anchor loose, leaving a buoy behind with it. Lox, along with Felix and Xerxes, rushed to the front of their vessel. As they came back into range of the pirate vessels, Lox saw the dome barrier around the pirate ship beginning to flicker. The wave of magic and arrows from the Audacious was enough to break the barrier, and their attacks washed over the pirate vessels. Vannessa carefully aimed their pass so that they passed near enough so they could grapple the trapped vessels. As the ships slammed together, Cleopatra, with Vannessa, led the charge onto the pirate ship. Following behind the initial wave, Lox, Xerxes, and Felix supported the rushing crew and washed over the pirate ship's deck. Seeing a man wearing a three-pointed captain's hat, Lox blasted him with a frigid burst of magic. He then activated vampiric speed and monstrous strength, his latest soul vampire ability. Blurring across the deck, he grabbed the captain by the throat right as he was about to plunge his cutlass into one of his crew. Lox ripped the captain's soul energy out of him as quickly as he could, draining him. The captain briefly grasped at Lox's wrist before succumbing to the drain's paralytic effect and falling limp. When the captain was fully drained, Lox dropped the pirate's empty husk to the ground. Looking around, he saw the crew of the pirate vessel watching him in fear as they surrendered. Still in the clutches of the high that came with the rush of draining, Lox roared, "To the next ship!" Rushing across the pirate ship's deck they had just captured, Lox followed Cleopatra in leaping across to the second pirate vessel, spell already forming on his wand. The second vessel had been under a withering fire as they cleared the first, and had caught fire in a couple of places. The crew aboard the second ship was all already straining under the fire from the shore. The additional wave of enemies caused their morale to break, and they began to throw down their weapons. After securing the prisoners, Lox returned over to the Audacious. He had drained many of the stronger-looking pirates to the point just before they would have passed out. This rendered them as weak as kittens for at least a day as their bodies replenished the stolen energy. As he stepped back aboard the Audacious, Lox felt a wave of energy wash over the vessel. He knew that they had finally reached level 5. Knowing it was better to wait until they were docked to make his way to the core, Lox instead opened his character menu to review his gains from the fight. Character soul level 36. Name Lox Stellicus. Race half-human, Nalcor. Unspent stat points 0. Spent stat point 180. 5 stat points per level. Health 345. Health regeneration 8.6 per second. Equipment modifiers 2 per second. Total 10.6 per second. Stamina 249. Stamina regeneration 12 per second. Equipment modifiers 2 per second. Total 14 per second. Mana 810. Mana regeneration 27.2 per second. Equipment modifiers 1 per second. Total 28.2 per second. Carrying pounds 200. Stats: Intelligence 95. Spirit 71. Equipment modifiers 1. Total 72. Vitality 14. Equipment modifiers 20. Total 34. Resilience 16. Strength